This is kilometer 1, hitchbiking to Palestine. The first order of business for today is to give back to the free shop, the anarchist free shop, where I got this dandy little hat. Thank you for the hat. Here are some cool shoes. This is what anarchists do. They set up free shops. You take, you give. That's how humans work, you know? That's how we work. We're driving so green. Rich people have no taste. The setup of this project is that I have more or less 20 days to get to Palestine. And it's over 3,000 kilometers far, so I cannot bike this. The bits that are very difficult or that are boring, I'm gonna hitchhike. And then the parts that are fun, I'm gonna bike. I'm gonna have to climb like 2,000 meters. Like a lot of climbing, and so maybe I'm just gonna go hitchhike. It's like 1 o'clock now.
I help old people.
Babushkas.
Babushka.
Number 2. Oh, my seatbelt. Thank you, Georgi.
Nice to meet.
All right, there you go. Felt like going for a bit of a cycle, which means that the money counter is counting again. That's English. Yes, money counter counts. And we are making money. By the way, as a vegan, this shit is fucking amazing. I don't think there's anything better than frying garlic. That's my friend. Oh, my book. Okay, and that is painfully bright. That was day 1 of hitchbiking to Palestine. I'm gonna go sleep. Good night. Okay, good night. Going to Palestine to do something called protective presence. You get placed in a community, in a village. You join olive harvests, you maybe join demonstrations, and just the sheer fact of you being there, documenting what's happening, can deter settlers. Now, if it actually does deter so much, I'm personally not so sure. But what I am gonna try and do is go there and talk about how, you know, we have so many factories and companies that are aiding the IOF, and that's something we can do something about. So I want to be there, stand alongside Palestinians, and hopefully motivate you in your country to undertake action against whatever pressure points there is. Being in Germany, the Netherlands, France, UK, Ireland, Spain, there's companies everywhere.
Everyone to an English episode of The Verbranders, a podcast on Europe's borders and resistance against them.
I told them even the previous day, like...
And now...
Japonia.
Japan.
Japan.
Okay, the border to Turkey. I can just enter and leave Turkey and Georgia too, without any documents. But if you're Turkish or Georgian, you need to prove with like exorbitant documents and exorbitant amounts of money that you can get the Schengen visa. So my tattoo artist, she had to try for months and spend crazy amounts of money, but it just was such a headache that she said, I'm probably not doing that again. And me, well, it took me, excluding the toilet and food break, 10 minutes. Thank you. That was 100 kilometers. Now I want to try and get to Iğdır. Took a little turn. Checking out potential sleeping spot. Might need to go for something like this. Oh. Big rocks. Ta-da! My food admittedly looks quite shit, but what you don't see is this bag of MSG. So it just tastes like pure crack now.
I've hinted at this, but Charlie Kirk's Turning Point USA.
And that was day 2 of hitch-biking to Palestine. Slaap lekker, which means good night in Dutch. I'm racing to Palestine to do something called protective presence. Let's just start by telling you about the biggest organization doing protective presence in the West Bank. That is day 3. I'm in the car with these 2 very nice Turkish men. I'm taking a route through Turkey, which I shouldn't take. It doesn't make a lot of sense. It adds a lot of kilometers. But I do it literally for one reason. And that reason is Mount Ararat, which is the highest peak in Turkey. And I've just seen it for my first time. It's right there. It's unbelievable. I'm racing to Palestine to do something called protective presence. And let's just start by telling you about the biggest organization. That is International Solidarity Movement, also known as ISM. Their website is palsolidarity.org. You pay a little bit for accommodation with your Palestinian family or in the ISM guest house. I think it's about 150 euros a month, and that's only for the first month. After that, you stay for free. And in contrast to some other organizations that only need volunteers in specific periods, like the olive harvest season, I'm pretty sure that ISM just needs volunteers all year round. ISM is also quite visible on socials, so they make videos about settler attacks and raids by the army. You can sign up and you'll do some trainings and some briefings, like online briefings, and then you're on your way. I hope it helps. Yeah, I'm now in Iğdır. Gonna get a bike shop to get some lubricants because it's creaking sometimes, and get some cash just in case, because it was very handy that I had some cash on hand to pay them for gas money, and just kind of explore Iğdır a little bit. I just can't over how their town sounds. Iğdır. Iğdır. Bisiklet. Teşekkür. Thank you, Abdullah. Thank you, guys. Yes, I've just been editing and I'm about to lose my wallet. Just didn't want to cut the video any shorter, so I'm cutting it in 2. See you in the next one. I just realized I lost my wallet and my passport. I just felt like cycling for a bit and listening to this Dutch album by Stef, which is about the emotional experience of living in a world that's dying. He wanted to make a record that you can dance to while crying. I've been playing this record over and over. A few days after I'm back home in Amsterdam, I will see this live show, so if you're in the market for some Dutch music, I highly recommend.
Oké, computer, wijs ons de weg. Als je alles zo goed weet.
It's very political. It's beautiful, emotional. And danceable. Thanks, Seth, for making such a fucking masterpiece. And see you on the 14th of December in Amsterdam. Bye bye, güle güle. I just realized I lost my wallet and my passport. York. Yeah. I did it. I did the thing. And like a good traveler, there's no AirTag inside it, no GPS tracking, and I didn't even write down my number in case it's found. Oh, Sebastian. Why? Why?
Ik heb onlangs pas een goede warme douche genomen met 5 liter water, hè. Oh. Ja. Ja, dat is niks. Allee, dat is...
Wel te rusten. Hey, so because I'm talking about watermelon country and doing activism in the West, I'm noticing that Instagram is limiting who sees my videos. So I'm just gonna do some self-censoring and use different words. This is day 4 of hitchbiking. For being in a rush to pee, losing my stuff really wasn't the correct move, but luckily the universe was smiling on me because at this campsite I met Stefan, who was kind enough to drive me 1.5 hours back to the restaurant that I potentially lost it at. We didn't know because we couldn't reach them, and this is what happened.
Marhaba. Hier, hij is hier. Mag ik een knuffel?
While we are driving back with my wallet, I just wanted to tell you about another option that is active in watermelon country that you can go to and make use of your passport. So the second one is UAWC, the Union of Agricultural Workers Committees. They need international volunteers during 2 phases. The one phase is the summer phase, which is in July and August. And the other is during the olive harvest season, which is in October, November. So that's kind of right now. They are still very much in need of international volunteers to accompany families, farmers, and shepherds as they get cuddled by Catan players and an army. The occupation is also recently kind of playing around with the border crossings from Jordan. And that was my plan. My plan was to go through Syria into Jordan and then cross from there. So yeah, I guess we'll see. I am still going. There's a few other crossings, I think 2. And I'm chilling with Stefan. We're sleeping somewhere in the hills and continuing tomorrow to the border town, Cizre, where I'm gonna sit and work on these videos. I'm also pretty tired, as you can see from my eyes. I think losing my wallet, it was not the move. Ik heb nog 3 platte stenen hier. Ja! Yo guys, I'm living in a palace tonight. It's gonna be a very big slaap lekker tonight. And I'm lying under a dead sheep in my palace, and I just want to say, slaap lekker. Conflicting information by the military if we can take this road. I will soon tell you about the organization in Palipal that we're fundraising for, but first, this is my morning. You can't search for yeah.
Salam. Salam alaikum. Salam. Boys. Wallah.
We are getting conflicting information. And this is also just a super quick reminder that you can go to my website and donate to HRDF, which is Defending Activists and Indigenous Inhabitants in Occupied Land. They provide amazing legal services for free and they're in need of funds. So there you go. We kept driving and found perhaps the 2 cutest hitchhikers the world has ever seen. Already 45 people have donated over 1,300 euros to the HRDF, which is just incredible. You guys are fucking killing it. So far, everything had gone totally to plan. It took me in total 4 days to cross the entire north to south of Turkey with a huge bicycle. I kind of didn't think it would work, but yeah, we made it to the border town of Cizre. Within 3 minutes, the receptionist is cleaning my bike. That's true Kurdish hospitality. I've looked better. Yo, babes. Slap liquor. I will have internet in Syria! Yeah. I'm on my way to the post office to pick up a Syrian SIM card that my friend from Damascus sent me. Well, she's not from Damascus, but I met her in Damascus because I can only get a Syrian SIM card in Damascus. You can get an eSIM for Syria, and you cannot get a SIM card in any other city than Damascus. So, mashallah, that she sent me her old SIM card. It should still have some data on it. The post office closed in a few hours, so I just made it right in time to the city where the post office is. So let's see if it's there. I'm being put on a goose hunt. No one seems to know where the post office is and where my pack. Wow. I will have internet in Syria. Yes. That's very nice. I'm literally doing nothing else than just editing and eating chick kofta. That's my whole day. I wish I had something more interesting to tell you, but I don't. By asking people things like whether they suffer. And that was day 6 of hitchbiking to the land with the many olive trees. A very productive day. Tomorrow, Kurdish Iraq, potentially federal Iraq. I have no idea how it's gonna go. Slap lekker. Legal aid to Palestinians and activists. No, I don't smoke. Pay attention to this one, children, because we are going to learn how to fight borders. Still cycling and hitchhiking all the way to occupied place to do protective presence. Now about to cross the Iraqi Kurdistan border. I will see you on the other side. Your friendly reminder that my passport is one of the strongest and the Iraqi passport is one of the weakest in the world.
Palestine and Kashmir. If we could talk about...
I just want to cycle for a bit because it's nice to earn money for migrate and no-name kitchen. Because, you know, borders are not gonna fight themselves. You can fight borders with very real and material things like no-name kitchen handing out shoes to people trying to cross in illegalized ways because they cannot buy plane tickets because they were born in the wrong place with the wrong passport. So if you give those people shoes, you're kind of saying F you borders. Or you give sleeping bags like Migrate did. They collected thousands of sleeping bags at a bunch of Dutch festivals and they've recently been handed out. I'm on a cycle, I don't know really how long, and then hopefully find a ride to Mosul while I'll find a cheap hotel and pass out because I am Thank you if you are sponsoring. You can become a sponsor to fight against borders. And we are also temporarily fundraising for the HRDF, the only organization in the occupied place providing free legal aid to indigenous inhabitants and activists. No, I don't smoke. Thank you, my friend. You can find that on my improvised website. I just kind of got threatened to be beaten up if I didn't pay, and there were like 6 guys, and I have a flat tire, so I can't even bike away. Welcome to Mosul. That's right, I forgot this thing about Iraq. They have these little like cute little boxes for the police. It's like you're selling ice cream. That's nice. Yes. Yeah. Oh. Well, that was relatively more intense than I had wanted or needed. Just realized I lost my e-reader somewhere today. Kind of sad. Slap lekker. Okay, I'm going to Syria. Okay. For day 7 of hitchbiking to Palestine, I woke up in Mosul, had a flat tire, I fixed it. Iraq is so heavily armed that of course in my hotel corner was an armored vehicle. Got offered this falafel, and as I cycled through the city, stranded with a flat. Okay. Fixed it again. The gifted food made it less painful. Cycled to the shared taxi station. So I'm now in Mosul, and it's about 500 kilometers to Baghdad. I don't want to hitchhike. It's been advised that I don't do it. So I'm in a shared taxi, waiting for it to fill up to go to Baghdad. And I'm here with my homies, drinking some chai. Salam, salam, salam. The shared taxi ride was very uneventful and cost me $25. Kinda can't believe we made it. Like, this bus to Syria leaves twice a week, and I really wanted to get the one that leaves tomorrow. And like, we did it. We're gonna go to the bus stop. And with we, I mean me and Abbas, and he's gonna help me buy the tickets for me and the bicycle. We don't know if this is allowed. They're just gonna accept my bike. Right, Bikey? Yes. Gentle is her name. Gentle. It's my political ethos. Gentle. Don't worry guys, I'm wearing my helmet. Don't tell me in the comments, I wear it never, but today is one of the very rare days. Because Baghdad really is... The boys are helping me get the bike on the bus. They're not so happy with it, but I think, thanks to Abbas,
Yeah.
I think it will work. Okay?
Okay, good.
Okay, I'm going to Syria. Okay. I'm going to Syria! Canal. They need some fucking bike lanes over. Last time I was in Baghdad in June, I also stayed with Abbas, and alhamdulillah that he let me stay again.
Such a small girl for a big bicycle.
Slaap lekker. So I have 15 minutes to do about 15 kilometers, which means I need to cycle 60 kilometers an hour. Welcome to days 9 and 10 of cycling and hitchhiking to Palestine. Gonna make myself a coffee. I know I said I quit, but I feel so sleepy, so I'm gonna make an exception for today. Bet you don't have a workstation like this. You guys are absolutely smashing it with donations and sponsorships. I've accumulated 225 sponsors and hundreds of one-time donations. And all of it is going either to helping Palestinians or fighting against borders. You guys are fucking cool. This was really poorly planned by me. Mijn bus gaat over een uur en het is nog ruim 20. Oh, I'm supposed to speak in English for you. I need to be at the bus in an hour. And it's over 20 kilometers through like this sort of stuff. So I don't know what I was thinking, but I don't think I was thinking anything. This was dumb. But I'm sure we'll make it. Right? I went the wrong direction, so I lost half an hour. I have 15 minutes to do about 15 kilometers, which means I need to cycle 60 kilometers an hour. I'm not sure. It is 11:01, so I made it with a 1-minute delay. Alhamdulillah. Haha. I honestly still don't understand how on earth I managed this zigzagging through Baghdad traffic. I think I averaged 35 kilometers an hour. All of this rushing was to catch this bus. They seemed quite confused about the bicycle. I think I might be the first person to put a bicycle on this bus. Once in the bus, there was a cute man bringing candies every few hours. I paid $30 to get all the way from Baghdad to Homs, which was like 20 hours. Crazy good deal. Highly recommend. If you want to take it too, this is the company name and this is their number. The border between Iraq and Syria just recently opened up, and while I didn't get any sleep because of the checkpoints, it was very worth it. The bus stopped in this small village in the very eastern part of Syria, which was a different part of Syria that I hadn't seen before. Super beautiful. And there I am, 22 hours, and here's my shit. Slaap lekker.
Hey, so I've just crashed and my collarbone is broken. I just need to heal for 3 months, they said. Which is a really long time.
Yeah, that's why I disappeared off the map the moment I arrived in Syria. I wasn't caught in any conflict. I was just, I guess, instead of in Palestine, I was just in pain. This is not how I imagined this hitchbiking series to end, like at all. I wanted to keep talking about different ways to do protective presence. I mean, that was the whole reason why I was cycling to Palestine in the first place. So these are the list of organizations that need you to help them with your strong passport to do protective presence in the West Bank. And then there's also these organizations that are cool. Apparently Syrian healthcare is free, which is really cool. Also, the healthcare I got wasn't of the greatest quality because there's still bone that is showing through my skin, which according to my doctor is not a good thing. So I wrapped up my bike and I'm about to take my plane home to go to the hospital back in the Netherlands. I have a few videos that I still want to upload about Syria. When I am able to edit them, I will try and edit them and upload them. I'm gonna rest for a couple months. In springtime, I'm going to continue cycling, probably through Iran and Afghanistan, into the Pamir Mountains and then into China. But I will be back before then, so don't worry. For now, there are 11 book reviews that I made. There's a whole website that I made with blog posts full of political content and documentary links and book tips. And I'm really proud of those pieces, so you can go read those. I don't really know when I'll be back, apart from those videos of Syria. I'm gonna rest and enjoy my friends and my family and let my body heal. And it has been so nice to meet you. I've talked to so many of you, and so many of you liked the project and the journey, and it's awesome. And we raised so much money for these radical organizations, almost 25,000 euros. So yeah, it makes me cry if I think about it. Thank you. You're awesome. You're all really awesome. And thank you. This is cool. Ow, I shouldn't have done that.